Hey everyone, it's WHM Bricks back with another video, and today I have a very exciting mock video for you guys. I built 4 really cool dioramas utilizing 4 different factions from Star Wars. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And before we get into it, please hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button while you're at it, and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any more future videos like this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so you just saw throughout that cinematic kind of the overview of my 4 dioramas that can be combined into one large diorama. So this takes place basically over 3 scenes, each focusing on a different faction or group of people that is in Star Wars. So we have the Rebels, the Mandalorians, the Clone Troopers for the Republic, and the Stormtroopers for the Empire. As well as each having their own faction, each is on a different planet. So this is on a forest planet like Endor. This could be Mandalore when the Mandalorians were hiding out from the Empire when they took over Mandalore. This is a moon or an asteroid where the clones had a base. And then this could be Mustafar, where the clone troopers are surveying land to build an Imperial base or something. These 4 dioramas are completely different, but work together just to create a scene that depicts just different things in Star Wars that could be happening at any given time. Detail with is the forest moon MOC. This could be Endor. This could be another forest planet like Yavin. It doesn't matter. The really point here is to depict that it's a forest moon. It's green. It's lush. It has lots of plants. So we have 3 rebel troopers here. They are walking around the perimeter checking for the Empire, scavengers, someone who could give away their location to the Empire or anyone who wants them dead. So along the front of the MOC you have a nice path that is muddy, dirty, it's nothing fancy. And then in the middle you have a river that runs through. I really like the way this turned out. And you have foliage throughout the rest of the MOC. On the front here and on the sides you have a freeform base that has studs on both right and left and front, unlike some of the other MOCs which just have it on the front. Looking to the side, you will see the river come through, and I really like the way this looks. It just gives it a nice feel to the MOC as the river just kind of continues as it would if the MOC didn't end here. Overall, I really like this one because it just gives a nice contrast to the rest of them, which are a little bit more dull and less vibrant. And I really feel like the Rebels fit the environment, as they tend to build their bases on moons with trees or plants just because it gives them more cover. Okay, so this is the Desert Planet MOC, the Mandalore MOC. This was the first one I made. I made it as just a diorama to practice my freeform technique, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. And so I decided to go on and make 4 more. So this MOC has the most height, I feel like has the most character, and is probably my favorite, even though it was the first one I built. The freeform base on the bottom does not have any studs coming off the sides. It uses some bigger bricks that slopes that basically give it a nice, almost like stepping feel. The front is a little bit more sharp, has more sharp edges instead of a more curved
feeling that the Endor or Forest Moon MOC gave. On top, it is just desert. What I like to think of it is after the Empire took over Mandalore, it was very sandy. I mean, it had been throughout the Clone Wars, and so this is kind of what it was like. There are some rock formations here that they have hung up some cloth and used it to shelter them from maybe the wind or the sun. They have like a table here for like operations where they meet. Some Mandalorians looking out. Lots of weapons as though they must have sourced from the Empire from stealing. Some Mandalorian helmets, maybe of people who have died. An AT-AT foot or toe that has basically fallen in the sand has been covered up. They have a communications array, some more parts for maybe speeders or machines, and overall, this is basically a camp for the Mandalorians. It's actually quite advanced, as maybe you'd think these people are hiding from the Empire. How would they get all this stuff? Well, this is maybe more advanced, more well supplied. They've fought in a lot of battles to get these and stolen these items off ships and that kind of thing. Along with weapons, they also have some water, as well as some chains, some string, and other items like that. These rock formations are like pillars just kind of sticking out of the ground, kind of like what you see in the tragedy, the 6th episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. You do see these on the top of the hill where the Jedi Temple is. That is where they were inspired from, and that is how I decided to put them in this MOC. They also give a nice sense of height that none of the other MOCs really give. Overall, I really like this diorama. Let's move on to the next. This is the third and second to last MOC. This was the second one that I built. I really like the way I was able to get the frame of the rockwork on the front. It feels very smooth and it feels like it flows into one another. I did end up building a little bit on the side, but I didn't use extra plates there. It was all majority done with bricks just coming out like this. On top, it's quite flat as this is a moon. This is an asteroid. The clones had many bases like this throughout the outer rim, and this is one of them. So you can see this landing pad here. These 501st Troopers, APO, and some other clones are coming out to survey, check, and basically make sure that no separatist droids are attacking, make sure that no one's in the area, that they are safe from any like monster or anything that could be hiding out. I put these two guys with macro binoculars because it could be dark, it could be night, and I really like the way they look on the clone troopers. They feel very, they just add something more to the way they look. Around scattered, you have some canisters of fuel, some boxes. I really like the pop of color the red crates give, as well as a communications tower in the back. Overall, this is a really nice MOC. I like it gives a nice contrast to the rest, being a little bit more flat, a little bit more like controlled and even. I also really like the way the tubing wraps through the center of the MOC, as well as just having a nice transition between the platform, then the grates, and then the actual like moon surface. This is also one of my favorites. I mean, I love all these MOCs. I just really like the way I was able to do the border here, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is the final MOC, and maybe my least favorite. I'm not really sure. I can't really pick favorites. I really like all of them, but this one depicts the Empire on a lava planet, Mustafar Salus. They tended to like to build bases on them, and therefore these 3 stormtroopers are surveying some land. They've laid down a metal plank to act as a bridge over this small lava river, and now they are proceeding to cross the river. This MOC is very flat, and I added some bricks that are round and just kind of sloped to add a little bit of height to the MOC, and I really like the way they turned out. They look very nice. Overall, this is a very black MOC. It is a lava planet, so it's all been scorched,
and it's also very flat, as you can see if you look up photos of Mustafar. On the bottom, you have some rounded, some curved, some angled. It's just kind of all over the place. I did not have a lot of black parts when building this, so when it came to the base, it was not my favorite, but I do really like the way it turned out and am very happy with it. On top, you'll see that there are a lot of tiles and not as many studs, but I do really like the way this looks and I'm very happy with it. In the setting, you have the river, which is maybe the most eye-catching part of this MOC, and the way I was able to do it is I used some red cheese slopes on the bottom to give it a little bit of red underneath, and then put orange over the top and mixed in some yellow and black to give it that lava-y feel. I really like the way this turned out. This is mostly using these cheese slopes that are translucent orange. I recommend picking up a bunch of them if you do want to do Mustafar, because none of the other pieces that are translucent orange look quite the same. I do have a ton more in my collection, and none of them just looked quite right. Overall, I really like this MOC. Even though it's not my favorite, it still does look really nice, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
Okay, so that just about wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun building these MOCs, and I think they look really good on display in my Lego room. You guys should look out for a room tour. That should come out in about the next month, as I'm having some basement renovations done and won't be able to get that out as soon as I'd hoped. Other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video, I do lots of MOC videos on this channel, so hit that subscribe button down below. Look for another Endor update coming out soon. Tap the like button, turn on all notifications so you don't miss any future updates, any MOC series, any video like that. But without further ado, this is WHM Bricks signing off. I'll see y'all guys next time. Goodbye.